What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I have an awesome review for you guys today. It is the ASICS DS Lite X Fly 4 Japan model, the Made in Japan model. This is the highest end boot that ASICS makes. The Made in Japan series released in this colorway very recently. This is a jet black version with a little detailing in red, and I'm very excited. One caveat to this is I'm actually going to be reviewing an 8.5 today. One of the things, if you have watched my original review, I got a 27 centimeters, which was a US 9, which is my normal US, and those actually fit fantastic, but there was about a quarter size space in the top of that boot that I wanted to fix. And so what I figured was, why not review the 8.5, see if the length works absolutely perfectly, similar to the Puma Ultra Ultimate, which going half size down was absolutely beautiful. So without further ado, let's hop into the unboxing. I'm really excited to see what these boots look like. As you guys know, I absolutely adore the ASICS DS Lite X Fly 4. It is one of my favorite boots, probably of all time, if I'm honest. It's definitely up there as my favorite leather boot of all time. And I'm really excited to see what differences they've made to this model, which is the Made in Japan version. So very standard ASICS box, which you guys will be familiar with from the couple other ASICS reviews that I've done. There's that ASICS logo there, some just recycle logos there on the back side. And then there's your sizing. Again, I know I just showed it to you, but ASICS DS Lite X Fly 4 Japan in the men's version, black on black. And it's a 26.5 centimeters with the Euro 42, UK 7.5, and US 8.5. And that is it. All right, so here we go, opening the DS Lite X Fly 4, made in Japan. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay. These are so sick. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, I am honestly pretty speechless. Blackout boots just really do it for me, I gotta be honest. Blackout boots just look so good, and these are shockingly lightweight. I know I haven't used my X Fly 4s in probably 2 or 3 months now, since before Christmas, just because I've been rotating. Those ones, those red ones, are already fully broken in, and I forget how lightweight this boot is. You'll notice it has quite a lot of similar look and feel to a Mizuno Morelia Neo 3, the non-beta version with the normal tongue. This Japan version obviously is a very, very high quality football boot, and we're going to explain some of the tech in just a sec. But let's get these out of the box. Oh my goodness, there you go. So there are both boots. They look absolutely sensational. We'll get this out of the way really quick. Super nice. Okay, so we'll throw that down there. Ooh, how do we go? Right there. Perfect. Amazing. All right. So here is the X Fly 4 made in Japan. And I gotta tell you, these are so cool looking. So this is an all black model. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain just a few of the tech features of this boot. There's really not that much going on as far as tech. What happens with the X Fly 4 is it originally came out for Andres Iniesta, who went to Japan to play football after he retired from Barcelona. And this model, this is the X Fly 4. This was introduced as kind of his signature model. Then he moved on to some of the other boots that are in the ASICS line. And then, of course, recently, he's now made his own line of football boots called Capi 10, I believe. And those are, I have not had a chance to have those in hand yet. They're really difficult to get, and I guess they've had some issues with shipping. But we're here for the ASICS. So all black colorway with the little Japan logo here. Very, very cool. So that just Japan, and then you've got the red dot in the middle, which is reminiscent of the Japanese flag as well. DS Lite X Fly 4 lettering there on the inside. Hopefully you can see that. And then you've got in another little tiny logoing there, their Moist Tech logoing right there. So the DS Lite X Fly 4 is made from platinum K leather. It's what ASICS basically calls their highest end K leather. It is so soft here in the forefoot area, unbelievable amounts of plushness and absolutely just beautiful. I love these football boots and this upper. They stretch really nicely. They don't overstretch, which is fantastic, but this platinum kangaroo leather really does a fantastic job of making sure that your foot just stays really comfortable inside the boot. So the reason they use platinum K leather is basically with this moist tech treatment, which is essentially ASICS version of like ACC from Nike or something. It's basically supposed to give it less water absorption. And then on the inside of this forefoot area, you've got a 3mm rebound foam that gives this upper super thin leather, obviously. So that rebound foam really gives a nice touch to that forefoot. Like, that is just ridiculous. And I still have the paper inside, which I'll take out quick. There you go. So that's unbelievable. I mean, this is like some of the best leather you can get on the market, in my opinion. So that is that platinum kangaroo leather. You've got that moist tech treatment over the entire upper to basically give you a little bit less water absorption when you're playing in wet weather conditions. The Solite insole, which is what they use in their running shoes, and the Solite insole is this bad boy right here, and it's really, really thin, but it's got a lot more cushion and padding than a lot of other insoles on the market. It just gives you a really nice little amount of kind of bounce and padding. You're really not going to notice it that much, if I'm honest, especially because most people either replace their insoles at some point because insoles rip or they don't like how they feel, or some people use carbon fiber insoles. I've seen that more recently because companies are now moving away, including Adidas, are moving away from that Carbotex type insert that's on the actual sole plate itself. People are moving towards companies like Victory and some of these other companies that make a carbon fiber insole that you can put in your shoe to give you a little bit more snapback. So if you guys are interested in me reviewing one of those in football boots, let me know down in the comments below. So that's the Solite insole. They do use that in their running shoes, which is fantastic. It's not going to give you a sensation of feeling plush. It's not going to be something like an Air Zoom unit. You're not going to feel kind of bouncy, but it is going to be more premium and longer lasting than, say, some of the other insoles from other brands that are very, very basic. So that's kind of it for the tech features of this boot. One of the things that I really love is the way that, hopefully you guys can see, there is a tiny little raise in the heel area. So it really does kind of put you up on your toes. And what that does when you're running is give you this really nice sensation of kind of moving forward, right? So when you are playing, when you're kind of standing there and up on your toes, it gives you such a fantastic kind of lift up, and it really feels like the boot's really agile, the boot's really nice to wear for that reason. You've got a super premium suede liner on this heel. A lot of people actually found that because of the lack of the external heel counter or internal heel counter in this heel area, a lot of people worried like, hey, is this gonna be, really not comfortable? Is there going to be a lack of lockdown? Because of the external heel counter on either side of this boot, ironically, this is actually a very similar design to what Nike have done with the Phantom GX, right? They've removed this piece back here to give more people the ability to jump into these and feel super comfortable. And I got to tell you, with months and months and months of time in the ASICS DS Lite X Fly 4, the regular version of this, obviously this is the Made in Japan, which honestly, I think this is probably the same boot. It's probably just has the Made in Japan logoing and it's made in a different factory. So it's with a little bit more premium materials and build quality. But the point being is that this heel area is absolutely sensational. It is one of my favorite on the market. You have this amazing micro suede on the entirety of the inside of the upper. It goes all the way through this midfoot and heel area, and it really does lock your foot in regardless of whether you have regular socks or grip socks on, which is fantastic. Sole plate is all conical studs. You've got your 4 conical studs back here, and then you've got your 8 studs up in the forefoot area, 4 on the lateral side, 3 on the medial side, and then that single stud here. Now, one of the things I really like about the ASICS conical studs is that they have this little shamrock kind of 3-leaf clover type shape to them. So if you can see, there's little divots that are basically cut out of this. And what that does is it gives you just a little bit of, when you stick your foot in the ground, when you plant, it really does a nice job of giving you just the tiny bit extra bite that you might want in a conical shaped stud pattern, right? So these will be suitable for most fields, most pitches. That's the word I was looking for. I completely drew a blank there. But they'll be suitable for most pitches, meaning I wear these on artificial grass for the most part. I've worn my red pair on both AG and FG, and they've performed absolutely brilliantly. The studs aren't too long for an AG pitch to feel dangerous, but they are conical, so you can wear them on AG and feel totally fine. Pivot is just fine, and they actually perform very similarly to a slightly more robust and comfortable version of, say, a Nike AG sole plate. Like I've reviewed the GX AG, which I actually wear all the time, and I love that plate. These perform very similar to that. If not, they give you just a little bit more something to them, a little bit more aggression to them, which is awesome, but are totally safe for most pitches. So that's kind of the tech features. They do incorporate these little lines you can see here in the instep of the boot that are supposed to give you some grip. There is barely any grip here. I mean, this is like, you can barely feel the difference between the regular leather and these little pieces here. So I don't know. It's a grippy element, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't make that much of a difference. I appreciate that they put it here. Could they have just gone with actual grip elements here? Probably, but at the same time, this boot is just meant to be sleek, fast feeling, super, super comfortable straight out of the box, and of course break into the point where you never want to take these off. So for me, that's a huge piece of why I love the X-Fly 4. Without further ado, let's hop into the on-feet portion of the video where we will discover whether going half a size down is feasible for some people, most people, and we'll go from there, see if there's any feeling differences between these and the non-made in Japan version. Let's hop into it. All right, fam, welcome to the stadium. It is very, very windy, so I apologize if the wind noise is super crazy. We're just gonna hop straight into the on-feet portion of this video. I'm very excited to show you guys what these look like on feet, and of course, see how the sizing is compared to the normal size 9 US. These are, again, the ASICS DS Lite X-Fly 4s in an 8.5 to try and eliminate that quarter size length. I am wearing a pair of Nike grip socks, but they are super, super thin, and the whole point of that is just to get the most raw sensation on feet. So we'll get these on. Here we go. Ooh, definitely tight. Oh, goodness. Try and, the suede heel. One of the best parts of this football boot is the suede heel liner, which is also one of the parts that makes this football boot very difficult to get on. There we go. All right. Oh, nice. Okay, so straight away, it's a little bit snug, but as you can see, toe comes right up on the end there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open these up just a little bit to try and get a little more width in that toe area. Oh, nice. Okay, one of the best things about this boot is how deep this lacing system goes. So I can do this and tie it really minimally until the point that it's broken in enough where I can pull the laces tight. So we'll do this. This is gonna be a test of how my single knots are. Boom, single knot, there you go. All right, so there you go, on feet. ASICS DS Lite X-Fly 4 made in Japan in an 8.5. I will say, they definitely feel super, super nice on feet in an 8.5. I'm very impressed with how those are going right now. Get the other one on as well. I'm also hoping it doesn't start absolutely pissing rain right now. Oh. Okay, squeeze all the way in. Try and force my feet to the front, although this grip is catching a little bit on the front of that boot, but that's no worries at all. Sizing seems to be perfect. It's just the grip on the front of the sock is just getting caught underneath, so no worries there. But again, sizing seems to be perfect right at the end. 8.5, half a size down, similar to what I figured would happen. Going half size down in these boots, and also the made in Japan Mizuno models as well are also
probably a good idea for most people, especially boots like this that have a pretty decent amount of width to them. So there you go. On feet, I think these boots look awesome. Pull the pants up a little bit. These look really nice on feet. They fit my foot super snug. I can definitely feel that they'll be nice to break in. Once they are broken in, I think they're going to be a really nice football boot to wear and to enjoy. They're super lightweight. That's something that always surprises me about ASICS products and Mizuno products, to be fair as well. But the made in Japan products, so soft here in that forefoot area, tons of room and width through this midfoot, and it just has a really nice low silhouette, which I think a lot of people will enjoy as well. So there you go, full kit with the boots on. Touch on the ball straight away is fantastic. I love the way that these boots feel straight out of the box. And of course, once you get them broken in, they are also really, really super nice. So not much to say as far as touch on the ball goes that's any different. Sorry for the rattling and stuff. It is really, really windy out here. Hopefully this mic is only picking up the good sounds. But yeah, excellent feeling football boot. I would say in order to break these in, I'm probably gonna have to break them in without grip socks on, just because basically what happens is, especially in really tight toe box football boots, straight out of the box, these will break in totally fine in the toe box area. But when you put your foot into them, the bottom of the sock catches, and so it kind of crunches your feet up, and that's what I'm feeling a little bit right now. But as my feet kind of work their way in, I can feel how awesome these boots are gonna fit, and I'm definitely gonna take advantage of the runner's knot, which, if you guys don't know, the runner's knot happens right here. There's 2 lacing holes, and what I would do is I'd actually take this piece right here, put it back through that loop, and then loop it around. In a couple different videos, I've shown how to do the runner's knot, and what that does is it allows a ton more lockdown from this pivot point here, and then on the outside, this pivot point here. And if you can see how it kind of bows out just a tiny bit, there's not extra, like I can't even put my thumb in there or finger in there. But what it does do is, once you've broken in that lateral side, it really pulls this pivot point forward and locks your ankle into the back of the boot, which is something that I absolutely love. That's one thing that I wish every single boot manufacturer would do, is have on their boots, is that runner's knot. Most of my running shoes have them, like most running shoes have them. A lot of ASICS products have them. A lot of Mizuno products have them. But what you can expect from the ASICS DS Lite X Fly 4 is, number one, a fantastic fitting sole plate that really gets you up on your toes, feels super nice, the boots feel super lightweight. They're like, I would say they're around the 6.5, 7 ounce mark. Like, they really do feel stupid lightweight on your feet, which is awesome. Really thin upper, so touch on the ball is very, very barefoot. I love the way that it feels on the instep, on the outstep. Anytime you're touching the ball down, it feels really fantastic. There's a good amount of cushion to it with that 3mm kind of responsive foam on the inside, but it still has that sort of seamless touch to it with that amazing platinum K leather. So for me, this is one of the best boots on the market. If this video hasn't come out before the other video, you guys will know this already, but this boot is in my top 10 boots of all time, and there's a reason for that. I think it's excellent build quality, incredible materials, just a fantastic boot to wear, an absolute joy. I love wearing my red pair. I know that I'm gonna enjoy wearing this 8.5 because the way that it's fitting already after, you know, however many minutes of wear time I've already had on this camera, which is like maybe 7 or 8 minutes, right? So even now I can feel it breaking in. I can feel my feet being able to kind of get into that boot and make it feel kind of more like mine instead of just an out of the box experience. These are fantastic. So if you guys are in the market for a pair of ASICS DS Lite X Fly 4s, I would highly recommend them. I think they are probably the best leather boot on the football market for high performance and luxury at the same time. Morelia Neo 3 and Neo 3 Beta are also kind of in that category as well. I just don't fit in those because they tend to fit a little more narrow than these ones do, whereas these ones have quite a bit of stretch through the midfoot, as you can see from this one as well. You can see how deep that lacing system goes. So props to ASICS for creating an absolute baller of a product. I absolutely love these football boots, and I think most of you guys will as well if you guys give these a shot. If you guys like that video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.